The coefficient of linear expansion of gold is 14 into 10 power minus 6 per degree centigrade. Find the coefficient of linear expansion on Fahrenheit scale. So now this is Celsius scale. Say this is Fahrenheit scale. Lower fixing point 0, upper fixing point 100, here lower fixing point 32, here upper fixing point 212. See, this is ice point. This is steam point. This is steam point. See, the distance between the 2 points is divided into 100 equal divisions on Celsius scale, whereas 180 equal divisions on Fahrenheit scale. That's why the alpha value cannot be same with degree centigrade and with the Fahrenheit. So here what we have to write? 100 divisions of Celsius is equal to 180 divisions of Fahrenheit. So 1 division of Celsius is equal to how much? 1 by 100 into 180, that is 1.8. So the difference of 1 division of C is equal to 1.8 the division of F. So we are comparing the unit size of Celsius with that of Fahrenheit. So now here alpha L is equal to 14 into 10 power minus 6 by degree centigrade, that is given in Celsius. So 14 into 10 power minus 6 by 1 division of Celsius is equal to 1.8 division of Fahrenheit. Therefore, so substituting this value in place of this value, we get the linear expansion, coefficient of linear expansion under Fahrenheit scale as this much. See, alpha value in degree centigrade and in degree Fahrenheit is not same. The reason is the unit size on Celsius scale and Fahrenheit scale, the unit size is different. Therefore, the alpha value also we get differently. We have a question here. Very short answer question is there here. Do the values of coefficients of expansion differ when the temperatures are measured on centigrade scale or on Fahrenheit scale? See, this is an example. See, the alpha L values are not same on Celsius and Fahrenheit. See here, the material is same, gold. These two values are for gold only, but on Celsius scale one value, on Fahrenheit scale on another value, and the reason is the unit size is different. Now, the coefficient of linear expansion of nickel is 13 into 10 power minus 6. Alpha L for nickel 13 into 10 power minus 6 by degree centigrade. Find its coefficient of areal and cubical expansion. So alpha A value asked and alpha V value asked. So previously we proved coefficient of air in the areal expansion is 2 times the coefficient of linear expansion. Therefore 2 into, here linear expansion is given, so we get, similarly cubical expansion, coefficient of cubical expansion, and this is 3 times the linear value. So 3 into 13 into 10 power minus 6. So 39 into 10 power minus 6. Pendulum clocks go fast in winter and slow in summer. Why? The time period of simple pendulum you know very well. T is equal to 2 pi root L by G. So here at a place G value is a constant. So time period is directly proportional to square root of L. That is written here. So here in winter season length decreases. If length decreases, time period also decreases. Time period means what? Time taken to complete one oscillation. It means it completes one oscillation quickly or early. So it is completing one oscillation early means it has become fast. So the pendulum clocks go fast in winter season. Now summer season. In the summer season, temperature increases. Therefore, the length of the pendulum increases. If length increases, time period increases. Time period increased means it takes more time to complete one oscillation. It means it has become slow. It is taking more time to complete one oscillation. It has become slow. So pendulum clocks go slow in summer season. Here another question is asked. Two identical rectangular strips, one of copper and the other of steel, riveted together to form compound bar. What will happen on heating? See, like this. See, this is made of steel, this is made of copper, and both are attached using a rivet. See, steel linear expansivity is 1.2 and copper expansivity is 1.7. Its expansivity is more. So when you heat the combination, copper will expand more than steel. That's why it assumes such arced shape. Here a question is asked, why liquids have no linear and areal expansions? Because liquids have no fixed shape, therefore they cannot have linear expansion or areal expansion. There is another question, can a substance contract on heating? Give an example. Previously you considered anomalous behavior of water. In that case, from 0 degrees to, see here the graph is there, on x-axis you have taken temperature, on y-axis you have taken volume. So from 0 to 4 degrees its volume is decreasing. Volume is decreasing means it is contracting. So water from 0 to 4 degrees contracts and afterwards only its volume is increasing. So from 4 degrees onward it is expanding and from 0 to 4 it is contracting. Find the increase in temperature of aluminum rod. Increase in temperature is asked. If its length is to be increased by 1%, fractional increase, no, fractional, percent increase. How much? percent increase in length is given 1%, and alpha value given alpha L for aluminium 25 into 10 power minus 6 by degree centigrade. Now we have to find increase in temperature. Let us write formula for alpha L. By definition, alpha L is equal to delta L by L into delta T. This is the formula. Okay. Now, see, percent increase in length. Percent increase in length means is equal to 1. This is given. Percent increase in length is given. Percent increase means change in length by original length into 100. That value is given. Now, from this, delta L by L becomes, take this 100 that side, 1 by 100. Now, from this, you make subject delta T. Delta T is equal to delta L by L into alpha L. Now, substituting delta L by L value in this. Substitute 2 in 1. We get delta T is equal to delta L by L, that is 1 by 100, into delta alpha L, that is given here. Take this to the numerator. Increase in temperature, we got the answer. A blacksmith fixes iron ring on the rim of a wooden wheel of a bullock cart. This is wooden wheel and the dotted circle is iron rim. So if you want to fix the iron rim to the wooden wheel, first you have to heat this. When you heat this, this expands, so that you can slip this over to the wooden wheel. So now its diameter becomes L1 and its diameter becomes L2. This value is before heating and this value after heating, it gains its diameter. So this is L1, this is L2. Let us write the values. The diameter of the rim L1, 5.243 meter, and iron, the diameter of the rim and the iron ring are iron ring 5.231 meter. Iron rim, here I have written here, yes, rim. The diameter of the rim and the iron ring. See here what is given here. This is wooden wheel only, but this is one word what he used here. For wooden wheel he used the word rim, and for iron wheel he used the word ring. This is wooden rim, this is iron ring. the diameter of the rim means wooden rim, and the iron ring, this is dotted circle is iron ring, or the values given respectively. So this is L1, so here 5.231. Next, wooden rim, that's value will be L2, and L2 is 5.243. See, by heating the value increases. See, and these the initial temperature is given. To what temperature should the ring be heated? Final temperature is asked. And we want alpha value. This is made of iron. And for iron, alpha value given in the question. Now, by definition, alpha L is equal to delta L by L into delta T. Here temperature is asked, so delta T becomes now we have to substitute the values. Delta L means L2 minus L1. L2 value 5.243, L1 value 5.231. Now let us substitute the values in this. Delta L, initial length 5.231 into alpha value 1.2, so we get 191. Delta T means T2 minus T1. Now T2 is asked. T1 is 27. So we get 218 degrees centigrade. A large steel wheel is to be fitted onto a shaft of the same material. This is steel wheel and this is steel shaft. This is steel shaft. This must be fitted onto this at 27 degrees centigrade, that is T1. Once again, see, a large steel wheel is to be fitted onto a shaft of the same material. This must be fitted to this at 27 degrees centigrade. So that is the initial temperature. T1 is equal to 27 degrees centigrade. The outer diameter of the shaft is, its outer diameter of the shaft is 8.70 centimeters. So this is D1. 8.70 centimeter, and the diameter of the central hole, see, it's the diameter of the central hole is 8.69 centimeters. 8.69 centimeters. Now see, this is its initial value. Afterwards, the shaft is cooled using dry ice. At what temperature of the shaft does the wheel slip on the shaft? Okay. So here shaft diameter is more. How much? 8.70. Hole diameter is 8.69 centimeter. It is less. It is less. So to fit this into the shaft, what they have done? They used dry ice and they decreased its temperature. If you decrease its temperature, its diameter decreases. So its diameter is decreased to this value. Okay. So if this is D1, this will become D2. And T2, that should be found out at what temperature the diameter was decreased from this value to this value, that is asked. And alpha value is given, alpha L value. Alpha L value for steel, it is given as 1.20 10 to the power of minus 5 Kelvin. By definition, we have alpha L is equal to change in L by L into delta T. So from this, delta T is equal to delta L by L into alpha L. Or you can write delta D by D into alpha L. So delta T is equal to delta D means difference in 8 point. See here, let us find delta D. Delta D means D2 minus D1. D2 value 8.69. D1 value 8.70. We get minus 0.01 centimeter. By original value, initial value 8.70 into alpha L 1.2 10 power minus 5. We get this is nearly equal to 96, but here minus is there, minus 96. Delta T means T2 minus T1, that is equal to minus 96. T2 value we have to find out, T1 value 27 minus 96, or T2 is equal to minus 27, take that side, minus 96 plus 27, that is equal to minus 69 degrees centigrade. So this shaft must be cooled to this temperature to slip on the wheel onto the shaft.